Hi everyone, Mary here. Welcome to episode 13 of Keto Coach. It's been a few weeks since I did the last episode. I went on vacation and I visited Katrina, otherwise known as at Keto Katrina. We had a great time. Anyway, so I'm back and we're back to doing some Keto Coach episodes. Today, I'm going to talk about the 6 reasons you don't make progress. These are things that come up all the time. One thing that, number one, is that you don't stick to anything long enough. You don't stick to keto long enough. People will get started and, 3 weeks in, the third week they don't lose any weight, and all of a sudden they're making posts, oh, I'm stalling, I'm not losing any weight, this isn't working. Look, you just need to trust the process. You don't need to start doing tricks like egg fasts and fasting when you're 3 weeks in. When you first start, sometimes people get amazing results right out the gate, and have a 10-pound loss in 1 week. That happens. Other times it's slower. Maybe you lose 4 pounds or 2 pounds, or maybe you're one of those really slow losers. And I say really slow, but at 1 pound a week. Okay, but still 1 pound a week is great. That's 52 pounds in a year. That's 52 pounds you wouldn't have had. You get rid of 52 pounds. That's 52 pounds. It's nothing to sneeze at. So that's the first reason why you don't make progress, is because you don't give it enough time. You start tweaking things and messing with things, and then ultimately sometimes people just give up. Oh, this keto thing isn't for me. I'm not getting the results I want. You just need to trust the process. The second reason people don't make progress is they like when it comes to exercise, you do the same thing all the time, repeating the same movements all the time. You just go on a walk around the same block. Or if you go to the gym, you just do the same exercise day in, day out. You don't ever increase your weight. You don't switch it up or mix it up. When it comes to exercise, it's good to change up your routine and do things differently, do things in a different order than you would normally do. Try different exercises. Don't be doing the same thing all the time where you just, are kind of mindlessly going and just getting it done. You want it to be effective, and you want it to be challenging, and you certainly don't want it to be boring. Reason 3, you don't make progress. You eat when you're not hungry. I see this all the time. People posting about, how, gosh, I'm not really hungry, but I forced myself to eat breakfast. Why? Why are you forcing yourself to eat if you're not hungry? This is like really, I should have made this like the number one reason. Eating when you aren't hungry is going to set you back. We as a society overfeed our bodies, and as recovering food addicts, sugar addicts, we definitely have overfed ourselves for years and years and years. And I understand it's really hard to get out of that mentality, where we're eating all the time. We are used to just responding to cravings all the time. And so we think a craving is, oh, I'm hungry, and we eat. And we're brainwashed by all the nutrition and diet dogma. 3 meals a day and snacks, or 5 to 6 small meals a day. I mean, we are conditioned to believe we should be eating frequently, and that is just not the case. If you are ketogenic, and especially if you're fat adapted, chances are you don't need to eat more than twice in a 24-hour period. We should be able to naturally fast without having those feelings of hanger, where we're freaking out because it's been so long since we ate. Fasting should come naturally, and it should be okay to eat just once or twice. If you eat a well-formulated, low-carb, moderate protein, high-fat meal, it should keep you satisfied and satiated for hours on end. You should be okay. You don't need to eat all the time. So if you feel like you're not hungry, quit quit thinking you need to eat anyway, because that's what what we're supposed to do. It's perfectly okay. Especially when you first get into ketosis, for a lot of people, the appetite greatly decreases. I remember like about day 4 or 5, I finally, that's when the physical cravings ended, and all of a sudden it was like I didn't want to eat anything. But I battled that. In the beginning, like I was making myself eat 3 meals a day because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. But you don't need to do that. Just eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied. Satisfied meaning you don't need to take another bite. You feel content, satisfied. You don't need to get to that really full or stuffed feeling to know that you've had enough. So that's really important. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Just listen to your body. Your body knows better than any macros calculator, any, nutrition or dietitian blog that says you should be eating all day long. That's not the case. You eat when you're hungry and you stop when you're satisfied. Reason number 4 that you don't make progress. You blame others for your food choices. You blame your kids, your family. Oh, well, they aren't keto and it's just so hard, and they're eating stuff in front of me and I caved. Well, that was a choice. It's not, your family's fault or anybody else's fault. They're allowed to eat, what they want. You need to, if you're doing keto and you want to succeed, you need to make your decision. You need to make your commitment and you need to stick to it. It shouldn't matter what anybody else is doing. You alone are solely responsible for what you put in your mouth and the thoughts that you think. So if you're looking at your family's plates and coveting what they have, you're the one doing that. It has nothing to do with them or the food that's in your house. So don't look for outside things to blame. Don't look for other people or circumstances to blame for your choices. The bottom line is that you either want it or you don't, and you make the choice that gets you towards your goal. Reason number 5 that you don't make progress is you dream more than you do. You think about all the things that you need to do, but you don't make those choices. You have the disease I call I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but you don't get around to doing that. So you just need to make the commitment, make the choice to, decide on your goals. And then everything you do, you should ask yourself, before you do it, is what I'm going to do right now going to move me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, then you don't do it. Caving and making a decision you're going to regret doesn't get you closer to your goal. It just makes you feel bad, and it doesn't, contribute to your overall mental health. And, if we feel bad about ourselves, it's harder to even make those right decisions. So make the right decisions. Get rid of that I'm gonna disease and just do what you need to do. Quit saying, oh, well, someday I'm gonna do this. Someday is not a day of the week, okay? So just start. Quit delaying your success. Quit procrastinating. Just make the decision and do the things you know you need to do to get to your goal. Lastly, reason number 6 why you don't make progress is that you rely more on motivation than dedication. You're waiting to be motivated. Well, let me say that you can't wait to be motivated to do something. Usually you do something and then doing that something motivates you to do more. So often we've used the excuse, we say, I'm just not motivated yet, or I'm not in the right headspace yet. But that's because you're not doing things to put you in that space. You have to start taking action, and taking that action will motivate you. It's like I've said before, when you make, good decisions beget more good decisions, bad decisions beget bad decisions. So you make the good decisions, and once you start doing that, it becomes easier to make them more. You get into action, you become motivated to take more action. You can't sit around and wait for motivation to strike you. It just doesn't happen. It's getting into action that spurs us on. Okay, so take a look at all those things. Make sure that you don't quit too soon. Trust the process. Make sure you mix up your workout routine. Make sure you only eat when you're hungry. Don't blame others for your situation and your food choices. Make sure you do more than you dream. Take action and rely on being dedicated to reach your goals rather than being motivated. Just dedicate yourself and make the right choices day in and day out, and you will get to your goal. All right, that's it for this week. I'll see you soon for episode 14. Have a great keto week.